Hey everybody, welcome to the Movie Goers podcast. This is Jordan. You can find me on all socials at Jordy B Writing.
And I'm Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And today we're going to be reviewing Higher Learning. This movie came out in 1995, starring Omar Epps, Christy Swanson, Michael Rappaport, Jennifer Connelly, Ice Cube, Jason Wiles, Tyra Banks, Cole Hauser, Lawrence Fishburne, Bradford English, Regina King, and Busta Rhymes. Yes, that Busta Rhymes.
He looks so different.
He does look so different, right?
But
He was skinny.
yeah, could use an acting class or two. But yes, that
Yeah, hell
Busta
yes.
Rhymes is
He
in
could
the
use about
movie.
8 acting classes.
Oh, going to go
Um,
into the plot.
yeah, so Higher Learning follows three diverse freshmen during the tumultuous environment of a fictional university as they grapple with academics, identity, and personal challenges, rising racial tensions, and the influence of various campus groups lead to escalating conflict. The film explores their individual journeys and the broader societal issues reflected on campus. So I'm gonna toss it to you for Act One.
Act one, we're going to call New Beginnings and Unseen Tensions. Freshmen arrive at Columbus University, encountering diverse cultures and initial challenges, as subtle undercurrents of campus division begin to emerge and shape their experiences. We zoom in on what's, I guess it was like orientation day. No, we
Hmm.
zoom in the night before orientation. And let me
Yeah,
just say, solidarity with my black people, but throwing a big ass party the day before class starts is wrong. Like I excuse people, like he was in the wrong. Like, and then he's like, "Hey, I got a class in the morning." And he's like, "It's over when it's over," and it's like that's why you've been here for 6 years.
6 years.
Shout out Fudge.
That's why you have a full beard because I
Yeah,
did not could not grow a full beard in college at any
yeah,
year.
yeah. I think so. The '90s does that a lot, where like people who are like you just younger actors just were they just casted people who are way too old for the roles. Like if you ever watch House Party,
Correct.
like Full Force is
Yeah.
supposed to be high school and they're like 40 years old. But
Yeah,
yeah, they was wrong for that party.
there's a clip of an old Disney show I used to watch, and they were like adults as extras in the student in like a middle school class. It was like, what was y'all's budget?
Well, I mean, like it's just you could it was harder to there was no internet, so it was harder to find talented child actors, and
True.
so
That's true.
they didn't want to. Like you said, there was no budget. What you got for Act One, man?
Um, I just want to say that similar to Tay Diggs, man, Omar Epps, bad things always happen when he goes to school.
Yeah.
Like the first day of school in the wood, he gets his ass whooped for grabbing the girl's ass.
Well, that didn't just happen to him. He shouldn't have grabbed that girl's ass.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's true. He shouldn't have grabbed her ass. He deserved the
he
ass whooping.
he asked for that one.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's got he's got a track record.
yeah.
But well, his first day of school wasn't that. He just had
No.
the
Well, the financial aid.
financial aid, which was just unnecessarily embarrassing.
That teacher was an asshole. Yeah, that teacher was an
I
asshole.
don't think it was an asshole. I think it was Lawrence Fishburne's character was like a good portrayal of like old school black conservatism.
Yeah, that's true.
The Colin Powell's,
Hmm.
God, Condoleezza Rice,
Hmm.
those, like hell, Jackie Robinson was conservative. James Brown, Miles Davis, like
Yeah,
just like conservatism that was rooted in like self-sufficiency and
right.
meritocracy, but
Yeah.
like just didn't believe in like relying on government and that type of just he was
Hmm.
there not there for the excuses. And while I'm not a
Correct.
conservative, I do miss when that was the representation of black conservatism and not this Candace Owens shit
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna say,
going
yeah.
on.
Candace Owens,
Daniel
fucking.
Cameron,
Oh God, I hate that dude.
uh, this
Yeah.
there was like this professor guy. There was a feeling like yes, he's conservative and he's hard, but he doesn't hate
He
being
was
black.
fair.
Yeah,
Right. Yes,
he
he
doesn't
wasn't.
like Daniel
He
Cameron
wasn't a
literally
turncoat.
wishes he was not born black, and that's just
Right.
therein lies a difference. So,
Yes.
but anyways,
Um.
guts there. Financial aid is just which is just a dick move.
Yeah.
And so shout out Omar
Uh.
Epps.
Yeah. And also, I want to say this. So I've seen most of his movies, but uh, watching this, like after watching like him in The Wood and uh whatever else. I mean, he's been in a lot of shit, but House and everything like that. Whatever. He's really grown very much as an actor because in this was not his best performance. To be honest,
Well, he
he was a
had to
little
been like
overacting.
20 something years old at
He was
that
very
time.
young. He
Yeah.
was very young. Yeah,
Well,
he
it's
was
so
definitely
funny.
overacting a little bit.
but like so. I actually like the performance because it just reminds me of that phase we all go through where
Yeah.
we read our first little Malcolm X book and now it's
And we're
like
super
we
radicalized. Yeah, 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 yeah,
we get
yeah.
our first little we read our first little Malcolm X book and it's just Black
Yeah.
Power and you're just angry all the time and
No,
everything is
facts, yeah.
super woke and it's just like I saw my younger version of myself in that
Yeah.
where it's just like
That was me at like
it's too
14.
much. It's just it was like just like walk around. Christopher Columbus stole this university. It's like, dude, give it a fucking rest.
Like he just ranting on the track and
Yeah,
field, like,
just
calm down, man.
yeah,
Remember
man. We
he sees more Chestnut with the white girl. He's like, well, look at him in that cave, bitch.
it's like, dude, praying to that
It's like,
porcelain god,
bro,
that white porcelain god. It's like, man,
right?
why they
It's
gotta
like
be
Dr.
called black
Umar.
eyed peas? It's like,
Yeah,
ah,
man,
man.
like Dr. Umar, chill.
Yeah, it's funny though because every black dude has gone through that phase where they read their
Yeah.
little first little black radical book and then
hmm
they just take off after them 158 pages. Uh,
Yeah, I remember. So I'd already seen it, but I've seen like the whole Roots to the entirety and like Roots Next Generation.
yeah,
But I remember, luckily in high school, my social studies teachers and my English teacher were always very. Well, I mean, obviously they're mostly liberal, but they were all liberal, whatever. So like we watched Roots in class, in ninth grade. Yeah, ninth grade, and there was like some kids like laughing. I didn't know what they were laughing about, and I was just like, "What's funny about slavery?"
it's like it's like why you don't like black licorice? It's like because it's gross.
And they were talking about like Family Guy or whatever the fuck. Like,
Saw a white girl picking out the black jelly beans. Like, why you segregating you? It's like, oh, back
it's like, oh,
away
so you
from the
like
ledge.
apartheid?
Yeah, it's like, whoa, chill out. But so like it was overacted, but it just
Yeah,
to
but it
me,
was accurate. It was
it
accurate.
was very accurate because like I just remember that phase of my life that everyone goes to their super pro black phase.
Yeah.
Um, what else you got for Act One, man?
Um, I will say I love the opening sequence where he comes to the elevator with the white girl and she like does a little
Yeah,
purse grab. We've all been there and seen that and experienced that. Um, And then you contrast that with like when they're all decorating their dorm rooms and
yeah,
he's playing Outcast,
yeah,
and then Michael Rapport's playing like heavy metal, and then
yeah,
she's playing whatever the fuck that was.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, take a look around.
yeah.
So it's I used to I used to ride. So when I worked in downtown Minneapolis, we used to do parking rides. So you drive your car to a parking lot, take the city bus
hmm
down there because you don't want to
Okay,
pay to park downtown.
gotcha.
Um, and I just remember like the old white ladies, like I would walk past them and they would like take their
hmm
purse and move it here. And I just always wanted to say, ma'am, look at me and look at you. If I wanted that purse, there's nothing you could do.
Nothing you would.
You think this would stop me if I really wanted that purse?
You think this is gonna
If I wanted that purse, there's nothing you can do about it. So
like
like you're
that's what you
wait,
thought was gonna
yeah,
stop?
it's just like you think I was going to steal it, but no, she moved it to her left hand. It's so
Man,
ridiculous. Like
it is, and it's just like it's just so insulting because they've not even tried to like they're not even subtle about it, like
yeah,
and like I remember I was at the spot we hang out at one time, and I got carded by one of the managers who had never really seen me before,
yeah.
and so two of our friends who worked there, they were like laughing. They're like, "Oh no, that's Jordan. He goes here, da da da, whatever." And they made a joke. They were obviously just fucking with the lady, and they were like, "Yeah, he loves fireballing white women." And then after, as they say that, I'm sitting next to like a middle-aged white lady, and she like grabs her purse and like scoots her seat away, and it's like, Karen, nobody wants you, bitch. Like, fucking relax.
I just want to know what they think they're accomplishing because
I-
again,
Yes, I would love to know that.
if I had ill intentions to and I wanted that purse, there's literally nothing you could do. But yeah, they blast the music. I thought that was a good way to contrast the cultures and show, how,
hmm
college is really a lot of people's first exposure to
That is true.
outside cultures, which is brings it to my first question, and it's like Is it weird that I felt bad for Remy in Act One before he went crazy?
Yeah, act one, I feel bad for him.
Because
I
like,
did.
keep it. He's probably from bumfuck. No, he's from Idaho,
He's
which
from
is
Idaho.
there's like one city in Idaho, and I bet he's not from there. Boise. Shout out Boise.
Yeah.
It's probably his first time ever leaving his hometown,
Yeah.
and he can't make friends, and he's awkward as a motherfucker.
Hmm.
And he's on this super multicultural campus. It's probably the first time he's ever seen a lesbian or a gay person or a black person or
Yeah.
anything
Hmm.
that isn't on television. And
Correct.
he's just not. He's a kid.
He's
He
just
doesn't know he's
awkward.
not
Yeah.
lit, and he's there for engineering, so he's probably smart. So he was probably
Hmm.
already in the smart classes in his high school, which further
Hmm.
separated him from normalcy.
Correct. That's true.
Um, and he was just really having a tough time, and so
Yeah.
obviously it went way off the rails, and he loses his sympathy real quick. But
Real
I
quick.
did. That was my first question, man. Is it weird that I felt a little bad for
No,
Remy in
I
Act
did. I
One?
did feel bad for him in the first act.
Yeah,
Also, I did want to say, like, Michael Rappaport, he just knows the piss out of me as a person. But he is a damn good actor, and
yeah,
he was fucking phenomenal in this movie. So I do
yeah.
want to give him his credit for that. He stole the show in this movie. And there were some future heavyweights in this movie. Everybody was really young,
This
obviously, but
cast is great, man.
everybody
He
went
had
on
a
to do
Morris
really,
Chestnut cameo. I was like, oh shit,
yeah.
he's in this.
And I forgot he was in it. Yeah, everybody went on to do big things in this movie. So shout
Pretty
out to John
much.
Singleton for casting this movie.
R.I.P. and to one of the
Rest in peace
greatest
to a
directors of
legend.
all time. You know,
Correct.
we don't
Um,
have black students of film. I mean, they exist, but like we don't have titans of like Spike Lee's aging out. He's not really active anymore.
right.
We losing recipes because the people that are replacing
Yeah.
them. We did a Jordan Peele movie last week.
Not gonna be able to do it.
The greens need some ham hock in them. We need a
Yeah,
little.
man.
The greens are
And Jordan
unseasoned
Pitt
over there.
and no offense, but he don't. I doubt he knows anything about like collard greens. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
No, it just like I
Um,
said, Jordan Peele makes cool movies, but the greens are a little unseasoned. We
correct.
used to
And
have
we had,
black
yeah,
directors who grew up amongst black people.
yes,
So
and who gave a
RIP
shit
to
about the
legend.
fucking craft of filmmaking, Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
Um,
I will. Yeah,
and
and
also I
like I
was like,
said, the ones that do make Chitlin Circuit movies. So,
right.
um,
And we don't even, and also just another shout out to John Singleton. We don't get Ryan Coogler without
no,
John Singleton.
no.
Like if Ryan Coogler didn't grow up watching Boys in the Hood, we don't get Black Panther, we don't get Creed, we don't get Con
Sinners.
Fair, we don't get Sinners.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. You know what I mean?
We thank you for bringing him up. I want to make he's one that counts. I say the new
Yes,
ones suck. He does not. He is
right,
he's carrying the torch alone, but he does carry it. So
correct. What was I about to say? So we talked about the financial aid scene. That was embarrassing. But I definitely had that happen. Not literally in the same way, but like I woke up and they were like, "Yeah, you got to re-register because your classes got dropped." Like,
but at least it wasn't. He literally made him read like they stood up, which is just
yeah,
which was just unnecessary. Like you
that's
could have just been
insane.
like you could have called the names and been like, "Hey, can I talk to y'all outside?" and just told them or whatever, which everyone would have known, but like they wouldn't have known. You didn't make a show of it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
When you
And
were in school, this I don't know where this came from, but like when you were in high school, middle school, whatever, did when you
yeah,
know how they had like you paid for lunch, and if you didn't have any money,
yeah.
did they make y'all like get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No, they would give you. It was if you were like if it was like your parents went to school beforehand and was like, yeah, we were struggling. They would like set ups where you get like 40-cent lunches a day, or
Yeah,
lunches for 40 cents a day, or free, close to free lunch, something like
yeah.
that, whatever. But our school was cool. Like if you just like forgot money or didn't have money, like they'd give you like three free lunches a month.
No,
So
dude, they would make us take the food back, get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I swear to God. Like and everyone knew if you were eating that peanut butter and jelly sandwich that you ain't had no money because that's what it was. It was basically a poverty sign. Like
right,
it was like because kids are intuitive. They realize, oh, that's
yes,
what you eat when you don't have money. And it was just like
damn,
that,
that's crazy.
literally. Because like you're a kid, you don't know money how money
Yeah,
works. You just get your
right.
food and you go in line, and if your account didn't have any money, they would make you put it
Hmm.
back and give you a PB and
Yeah,
J sandwich, which is just the
that's
cruelest shit
cold.
ever to
That is
children.
cruel as fuck, man.
I
Yeah.
just like
No,
now
our
I'm pretty
lunch ladies
sure
were
we
really
just feed
nice.
kids for free in school, which obviously
Yeah, I
we
think
should,
pretty much
but
we
I
should.
remember that vividly. That's what they used to do. Sorry
Yeah,
for
no,
the
our lunch ladies are
sidebar.
cool. No, you're good. Oh yeah, I do want to say, speaking of like PTSD from college, the financial aid scene. So I remember like my parents were like, okay, make sure everything's set up, so with your financial aid and all stuff, whatever. And I can still hear that financial aid dial tone in my ear, like when you call. Remember there was one that had like the song to it,
Yeah.
Uh,
It just the rudest people in the world worked in that damn office.
yeah, they
Like
really do.
it's just
And it's like
like the
I'm trying to
DMV.
better myself, bitch.
Yeah, it's like the DMV. It's like, did y'all literally put in the application you need to have the nastiest attitude possible? I
Dead ass.
to do this. Do you have anything else for Act One?
Um, so did you have that first big party scene in Act One where all
Oh,
the bad stuff
whatever you
happens?
want to do. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, so they're at a party,
Yeah,
big, campus
frat
party. I
party.
think actually it was frat party, yeah,
Yeah.
frat party. Um, and one of the characters, one of the girl in the movie, the girl freshman in the movie, uh, her friends get her super hammered at a
Yeah.
party. They do the one thing you should never do when you're with a group of friends. They left her alone. Um, she's hammered. She goes upstairs with a guy. Trigger warning.
Mhm.
They're engaging in their insects, they're having sex, and then she changed her mind because he would not use protection, and he proceeded to, you know,
He didn't stop when she's very clearly said. I mean,
when
he
she
raped the
said
girl.
no. Yes.
Like we can use our words. He raped the girl. And yeah, it was painful. That was a rough scene.
Yeah, it was a tough scene.
I'll in full disclosure, I had to fast forward once. Like I've seen the movie before, so you kind of knew
Yeah.
where it was going. I was like, yeah,
Yep.
I don't really
Yeah, I
need
went ahead
to.
and
I
skipped
get the
that.
gist of it.
Yeah, I
Like
forgot how long the scene was and how
yeah.
gruesome it was. So yeah, I went ahead and skipped through it.
And so she leaves. She manages to escape. She runs out. He sort of like snaps out of it and realizes that he really fucked up. And so he runs
mhm.
after her. He calls her. She goes back to her dorm. She dorms up with Regina King's character.
King.
And white dude calls her. Regina King won't put the girl on the phone. He calls Regina King a black bitch. And Regina King rounds up the troops and and they shook dude down
Yeah.
in the front yard. So and that's kind of like I think we got all three of their origin stories. We got the black guy,
hmm
linking up with the Black Power group on the campus, Mr. Fudge,
Yep.
and the Frederick Douglass book having dude on campus.
Yeah,
We
Ice
got the white
Cube.
boy who's isolated and a loner, and we got the girl who is a victim of sexual assault, and that kind of sort of is all of their like college origin stories on campus. So.
Correct.
Which takes us into Act Two, which we're going to call Ideologies Collide, Personal Journeys Unfold. Students delve deeper into campus life, confronting prejudice and forming new alliances as their differing beliefs and personal struggles lead to growing friction amongst the groups. I have here in my notes Morris Chestnut cameo that we already mentioned, but I would just like to
Yeah.
say, going back to Remy, I thought this movie did a really good job of portraying how extremist groups recruit. Um,
Correct. Yes, me too.
they found him alone, they found him isolated, and they just threw their arms around him. Hey, you want to get a beer? Um,
Yeah.
and that was probably the nicest thing anyone had said to him since he got there.
Since he left home.
And that's literally how all extremist groups recruit. Um, they find some, and now it's moved online now. They find you in
Yeah.
random Reddit threads or 4chan threads, but I thought the movie did a really good job and Michael Rappaport did a great job of portraying the slow descent.
The
Because
lone
Remy was
wolf.
normal relatively when he got there, but he was
Yeah.
lonely, and they threw their arm around him and they gave him a sense of community and a sense of belonging. And it's not terribly
True.
different than why young black kids join gangs. So, um, I thought that was good or
That's
a
true.
good
Yeah.
portrayal. I don't think it was good, but you know what I
It
mean.
was not positive. It was
Yeah,
accurate.
I
Yeah.
thought that was a great portrayal of how it happens. So, what you got for Act
Yes,
Two?
I agree. Um, I thought it was interesting that given the swift turn of this country the last 10 to 12 years, how accurate it is, two, how relevant it is, and how it's actually like progressed to the point where that's not even the fringe anymore. Like now that is, well, I won't say it is the mainstream, but it feels like the mainstream because you see it more now than we've ever been able to see it prior to like World War II, I'd say. Um,
Yeah, I mean, these were like full blown, neo-Nazis with tattoos
yeah,
and
yeah.
it goes all the way there toward the
Well,
end.
okay, so true. Well, I guess I equate MAGA with Nazism, so that's what I mean when I say that.
That's fair. I think there are degrees to everything, and
True.
this is like literally the most extreme group of,
Correct.
and also these dudes probably wouldn't even claim MAGA. These are like true like white isolationist nationalists. They don't even believe in any
Yeah,
sort of government. Like they would rebel against even like the Republican Party. Like they don't. They
that is
think
true. You're right. That's true.
they like they were gonna like he when he pulled the gun on Malik and the Jewish guy, like he was just like, "You're not white, you're Jewish." Like they don't
Yeah,
believe in any sort of capitulation whatsoever.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's true.
this is extreme right wing
Yeah,
crazy people. So
true.
uh
That's true.
what else you got for Act Two?
Um, I have I did like always I did always like all the scenes with Lawrence Fishburne and Omar Epps' character where
Yeah,
he's kind of mentoring him in the office and they're having their one-on-one talks. And I mean I was a poli sci major, so it just reminded me of like certain professors that I had
yeah,
that would like look out for us or just really be like just talk real to us because I went to HBCU
yeah,
obviously, so they were more uh upfront than they probably would have been if it was a more mixed race class. But he's like, yeah, no, this is what it's like out here, and this is what y'all gonna deal with, and we're here to like support y'all, but also you need to know, like, we're here to teach y'all and push y'all as well.
yeah. Because he was
So
ripping
I
his
like
paper to
that.
shreds.
Yeah, he was.
To be fair, man, could you imagine
Definitely had that
sitting
happen.
reading 19-year-olds' writings all day long? You know how bad
That is
writing,
true.
how much bad writing you have to consume reading 19-year-olds all day?
That
Like,
is true.
like, like whose worldview has like been shaped in the past 6 days and like they're just
Yeah, true.
typing and run-on sentences.
Yeah, like the scene where he's talking to the white girl and he's like, Jesus, just write your own paper.
Yeah.
Come up with your own thesis.
So this is the part where Malik's character meets his girlfriend, Tyra Banks, Prime
Yeah,
Tyra, shout out.
good Lord.
Man, looking great. He's in track. We forgot to mention that. So he's there on like
Yeah,
a partial track scholarship. I imagine this, the school looked like to be like a medium-sized school. Probably doesn't have like a fully fledged out track program. So
true.
he's going through an issue where he's a freshman on the relay team and he's just not as good as his peers. And so there's the inherent conflict there. And yeah, so we should add the context that he's there to run track. And he's pretty good for a freshman, but obviously he's not going
Yeah.
to be as good as the people who've been there forever. So, and he meets his girlfriend.
And that's a win
That's a win. What
because
else you got for Act
It's
Two?
Tyra Banks in the 90s. Um, I liked, well, I'll say I liked the scene where Remy's talking about he's with the Nazis or whatever, and they're saying like, "Why'd you drop out of college? You're supposed to stay in school." Like
Yeah,
it's interesting because they gave him the same speech that if Omar Epps' character had dropped out,
yeah,
that Ice Cube's character would have given him, where
yeah.
we need people like you to be doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, so on and so forth.
Because
I
Remy
thought
was
that
clearly like a gifted kid, as far as
correct,
like academically.
right?
Um, yeah, there's like I remember listening to this podcast a long time ago about like this underground Nazi recruiting ring based out of like Canada or something. And yeah, that's
Mm.
part of like their part of their goal is to get, white neo-Nazis in prominent positions,
Positions of power, yeah,
doctors, da 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 da. They don't want to just be a bunch. I mean, no, you're no good to me if you're just some backwoods hillbilly. Like we want you to like
true,
be able to influence the world. Like they have a
yeah,
very clear vision of what they want the world to look like, and they can't get there
hmm
without highly skilled people amongst their ranks. So,
that's
um,
true, yeah.
we're gonna go back to the girl. At least my question will go back to the girl. You know what this film taught me?
What?
That it's okay to string two people along as long as you're bisexual. Like
That is a fact. That is a fact, and you're
they
right. That
portrayed
is
it like it
true.
was the coolest thing ever, and I'm like, this is
You're right. It's cheating, bro. It's
she
cheating.
was dating both of them at the same time. It was so she
Yeah.
met this
First
like
of all, that scene
woman.
was crazy. I was like, is one in her mind and one is real life, or is she
Nah, she was
fucking both of
cheating.
them?
That's called cheating.
Okay. Yep. 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 Okay. Yep.
So she gets recruited to this like feminist group, and the girl's a lesbian, so she's hitting on her, and so
Yeah.
she's dating the lesbian, and then she's dating Malik's roommate, I think, at the same
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
And so like they're doing the split screen thing, and it's supposed to be so warm and fuzzy as she's having this self discovery, and she's just clearly cheating on these two people.
Correct.
So
That's a
it,
fact because
I was
as
watching
someone
this, I was
who,
like, this is not heartwarming.
bruh, I don't know who like came up with the rule like it's okay to cheat if you're bisexual, but it's not. It's crazy.
The fact that they didn't know about each other
And
and
as someone in the art scene, that shit goes on. Anyway, I won't even say it, but yeah.
fair enough. So yeah, so I think what they were. given so in Act One, she's a victim of sexual assault, and then in
Right.
Act Two, she's sort of like she's sort of reclaiming herself, and I think that's
Reclaiming her
kind of what the
identity.
filmper was going for. It
Yeah.
just didn't quite land because like
Didn't.
they were people too, and you don't get to just
Yes.
abuse the I don't want to call it abuse, but you're 19 years old, so
Be
like
irresponsible with people's
whom amongst
hearts.
us didn't get cheated on in our teens and early 20s, right? So
Yeah.
it's not a they're not
Unheard
gonna
of
die,
thing.
but it just
Um,
felt weird that they was portraying this as this like coming of age
that
story.
shit is
It was
nuts. I don't
strange.
know. And the weird thing is, it's only bisexual women who get that pass. That's
Yeah,
the
because
crazy part.
if it had been Malik's character like fucking some other woman and they were doing split screens, it would not have been no
It
take
wouldn't
a
have
look
been no
around songs in the background.
right. Or if he was with some other dude, it wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, he found himself.
Yeah, that would have been a way different movie. Uh, I started watching it like, wait a minute, that's not
Yeah,
cool.
I was confused. I was confused. I was like, wait, which one is real and which one's not? Because, huh?
No, they were both very real.
Okay,
She
yeah,
was
yeah.
having
She
her
was getting
cake
her
and eat it
swerve on
too.
for real. She was out in these streets.
Fudge though,
Um,
Fudge was a cool OG in that he's because keep in mind very 90s that he's the only one with a printer. Like
right.
and so he let the freshman use his printer and borrowed
Mm,
oh boy the autobiography of Frederick Douglass, with
yeah,
wonderful book, very long, but great book. And it was just like, you could tell Fudge was smart. He just, wasn't as. As everybody else. So
right.
what else you got for Act Two?
Um, so I do have the pulling the gun scene in Act Two, where he's in the
Yeah.
dorm and he pulls the gun on his roommate and Malik.
Yeah. So
Um,
for the full context, Malik is in a Black Panther t-shirt at, we'll call it City Hall of the college or whatever you want to call it. Every
yeah, the
college
student
has one.
union or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the patch, the ground where the kids hang out, right?
yeah,
And so Remy, fully radicalized, walked by and calls Malik a coon. Malik obviously takes exception to that. Girl holds him back. You don't want to pop off in front of your girl. So he pulls up to old boy's room later, tries to get it cracking. Old boy backs down. He goes back. White boy freaks out, destroys the bedroom. Jewish guy comes home. He's like, "Hey man, you destroyed my bedroom." And then the white boy pops off. Malik comes to save him. Remy pulls a gun on everybody. So fully context.
yes,
All right, what do you
correct.
got?
Um, yeah, it's just I feel like maybe some of them are actually about that, but that's my thing too with that uh group or demographic, what have you. It's like they're always like that on the internet. They'll say that shit to you on the internet, but you know that they would never, ever, ever say any of that shit to anyone's face in real life.
He did. Remy.
Well, well, once he had the gun, well, remember he didn't say it when he was by himself in the dorm room.
He called him a coon at the
Well,
statue.
true,
Uh,
but as you're walking by though, it wasn't you weren't in position to get punched in the face.
True. That is true. I mean, obviously, there's a certain element of internet tough guy to it, but
Yeah,
he did pull a gun on them, and that's when he quit school, right? Because
yeah, uh-huh.
did he have a choice? Like, you can't just come back to campus after pulling a gun on people. I don't
Yo,
really think he.
by the way, we gotta talk about it. The security and the police in this movie were fucking ass.
I put a note in here. What did my note say? It says, these cops were cartoonishly bad. Like it was like,
They were
it
like
was
they were,
like everything.
yeah,
It was just. It almost took
they
me out of
were
the movie how they were just
how
like
bad they
cartoon.
were.
They
Yeah,
were almost like Simpsons characters, like the cops from The Simpsons were just like,
yeah,
okay, this is a bit. Like they can't be this incompetent.
yeah. I'd say they were what I'd call a casualty of bad writing there.
Yeah.
From one of the all-time greats.
Yeah. It was like, look, I don't, given John Singleton's writing in the content of his movies, I don't think he was familiar with a lot of police officers or had
Clearly,
much love for them. And
no,
so
yes, that's a
he let
fact.
his bias reflect in his writing here
In
because
all of his movies.
these cops were just like they were cartoon characters.
Yeah. Um, like they, like they were just like, oh, he put a gun on you, so get off campus. What?
Yeah, it's like all the black people need to like even racist cops are not that like they're a little more
Dumb.
subtle than that. Like
Yeah.
you hibbity hop, you got to go with your nigger rap. It's like whoa,
Right.
no man.
Yeah, man. And also the thing too that was unrealistic is, well, I found unrealistic is like maybe it was different because I went to HBCU, so it was a little different. But like all the campus security guards and stuff like that that be on campus, like we were relatively familiar with them,
Yeah,
so we had more leeway than like a citizen on campus type
right.
shit, whatever. Um, so they were always pretty cool. Like I mean, I was in parties where they got busted up by cops and shit, yeah, but it
Yeah,
was just like go home. It wasn't,
right.
you know. Um. And so we did have this one security guard who was like a known asshole. He actually went viral for punching a kid in the face a few years ago. Um,
Why are you punching children?
I don't know how he still has a job. It's a miracle to me. I don't get it. He was never nice, but yes, you're right. So the cops in this movie were super evil. I mean, obviously that's John Singleton's point in most of his movies. Um, so I want to ask you, I guess, do you think his messaging was heavy-handed in this movie?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's a little on the nose, but I don't know. You could tell his blind spots, like,
Yeah.
it's not cheating if it's lesbians. That's a blind spot that most straight men
Yes,
have. The white cops were a blind spot. You could pick up on his blind spots, but I thought he wrote Remy really, really well.
he did. He did.
I thought Malik's character, while seemingly over the top at times, you have to keep in mind that he's portraying a freshman college student, and so
Hmm.
most 18-year-olds are quite immature and impressionable. And
Yeah.
he got the sort of like super left progressive radicalism from Fudge, and then he gets
Hmm.
the conservatism from his professor, and that was kind of a little yin and yang, a little on the nose, scene one, scene two type shit. But I thought
Yeah.
it balanced him out well.
Hmm.
And so at times it got to be a bit heavy-handed, but I thought John Singleton, he steadied the ship when he needed to. So
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It reminds me. This movie reminds me of something I learned in one of my English classes growing up. We were reading, I think it was Huckleberry Finn, I want to say, and our teacher kind of broke down how like writers use a lot of writers use a certain they may identify with one character in the story or plot, but they use a different character to really get their point across. Like there's always like some point where they give like a speech or a monologue, something like that, and that you'll be able to tell like that's the writer's direct voice and like message. Um, and I like this movie kind of showcased that where with pretty much everything that the professor ever said,
yeah,
like that was just really that was you could almost just hear like John Singleton saying those words.
yeah,
I feel like he used Malik and Fudge as um like puppets in a way, to
right,
kind of get his voice out. But like I think in the like you said, like in the middle there is the professor, and
right,
I think that's probably where Singleton truly lied outside of his belief on police officers.
right.
But so I thought that that was pretty interesting. I think, and also just we don't give him enough credit as a writer. Like he's a great director, but he wrote pretty much all of his movies. I memory serves most of them. So I think we should really his. I don't think his pen was respected enough when he was alive.
Give him his flowers today, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed the display of black conservatism in a respectable and dignified way because those used
correct.
to
Yeah,
exist. So let's get into
that's true.
Act Three. We're gonna call it Confrontation and Consequences. Tensions escalate dramatically as various factions clash, forcing characters to face the profound and often tragic repercussions of unchecked animosity and unresolved conflicts. Let me just say that fight scene got to be an MCU scene. It was a superhero scene. I was like, all
It
right.
was, yeah.
It was like, okay, man. Like not one white boy got a punch off. Like it was like
No.
it really was like superheroes beating up the bad guys. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is just fan service. He knows his
That's a
audience.
fact.
But it was weird though, because it was like the actual later on he sort of showed that they took some licks because like Malik's eye was fucked up.
Yeah.
At the but like during the actual fight, it was just like they just watched him. Busta Rhymes grabbing two of them. You know how hard it is
Right.
to grab two grown men and snatch them back.
And this was
Um,
Skinny Buster.
yeah, it was
This
like
wasn't even like Jack Buster. Like, come on, man. Or
yeah, it
Roid
was
Buster, I guess I
that
should
whole
say.
scene, and then he's like, I was like, all right, man, they could have,
Like I think the only of the all the it was like five guys on five, right? So I think the only
yeah,
fight to me that was realistic was or based on the size of the guys involved
Yeah.
was Malik and Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Yeah, he would whooped his ass.
Yeah.
But it was just like it was just fan service. You get, give him 45 seconds watching
Yeah,
white
just
boys get beat
to watch
up.
some
Like
Nazis get beat up, that's always a good thing.
because like
Uh,
why are they even eating on a college campus anyway? Like why are they even it was weird.
by the way, yeah, why are they allowed on college campuses? They're obviously Nazis and they're obviously not students. Who let
Well,
that happen?
so I don't think they lived on campus. Um
But they were on campus a lot, or not a lot, but they were on campus.
because they were all older.
Right. They were like 25, I
Yeah.
think.
So I don't think they lived on campus. They probably had a crib close to campus and, they're recruiting.
Yeah, true.
You go to college campus, you're going to find a lot of disaffected, lonely white dudes to recruit into Nazism. And most of
That
them
is true.
won't. Most of them will straighten out because that's what college by and large does is socializes people into the world in a,
Right.
I hate to say safe space, but in a place that lacks the consequences of the real world.
Right.
But, it's a numbers game and one, you might flip one and they found the right one to flip in Remy. So.
True.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna say the name of the place that you go to, but that poem, what
Yeah.
is high, what is learned, what is higher, what is learning, reminded me of every god awful poem I've ever had to sit through
It
at that
did. It
place.
did. It did remind me of
It's like,
that.
what is learned? What is learning? I was like, oh man, I had PTSD.
No, it reminded me of that. It reminded me of that too. Not the specific environment, but some
Yeah.
of the lesser
Look,
poetry you hear in that
anytime
environment.
open
Anytime you see a
comedy
nigga with
week,
that hat with the
yeah.
Fez hat on, you know they're on bullshit.
Anyone who shows up by 8:15 and puts their name on a piece of paper gets to get on that stage.
Yeah,
And that's what it's supposed to be.
that's what it
Everyone
is.
has to work out their kinks. But I'm just
Correct.
saying, as a
Yes,
listener, the,
it's a
the
lot of mid. Yeah,
there's no quality control, nor should they be. But that
right.
poem right there just reminded me of everyone
It
I've
reminded
had.
me. Yeah,
And you're
me
gonna
too.
smile, you're gonna clap through them all because it takes balls to get up, or it takes nerve to get up on that
To get up
stage.
there.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the female equivalent. I'm not gonna try that, but
I say when I say balls and ovaries.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
there you go. It takes nerve to get up on that stage.
Yeah.
So I always respect for getting up on that stage, but man, sometimes
No,
I'm
I
just
did.
like, ooh,
I got flashbacks too. Like I remember, as a matter of fact, there was one time this girl went up there on stage, and she's like, "I didn't want to do a poem. She's like, I just want to talk to y'all." And she's like,
oh
and she's
God.
like, and she's like, "Y'all know we ain't free, right?"
I'm looking like,
And and then and so one of my a guy I know, he was doing the photography at the time. So he's sitting dead front, and he's like, "I'm free. I don't know about y'all."
like, what are you
And
talking about?
she's like, "You're not free. You just don't know it yet."
I feel
I
like
went
I would
outside.
know it if I wasn't
Yeah,
free.
right. And I walked the fuck outside.
Yeah. What is high? What is learn?
It's learning, higher learning.
See, that's the title of the movie that you're watching.
Movie.
Oh my God. Oh,
Yeah, no, that we'll have to talk off wax so I can say what I really want to say. But yeah, no, it definitely reminded me of certain acts, and I used the word act intentionally.
we're not gonna insult anyone. It takes a nerve to get up on that stage.
No, that's true.
But
That's true. I know. It was just funny though, like down to the fit too, with the dashiki and everything.
that's man, Act Three. It gets a little. The train is hard. It's hard to keep it on the tracks.
Yes, and as we all know, or as you and I both know, anybody, well, not anybody, I'll say, if someone's wearing a dashiki, there's a
Yeah.
40% chance that they're full of shit.
Yes. Yes. Because you had to go and purchase it, and if it's not like a holiday, if you're just like
Right.
Kwanzaa or some shit, okay, cool. But
Yes.
just wearing it just to wear it, or wearing it especially to perform poetry. Oh God, it's gonna get ugly.
Yes, you're on bullshit.
What you got for Act Three, man?
All right, so we got the brawl. What else? I mean, I feel like the only thing that happened in Act Three was the shooting.
Yeah, pretty
Uh,
much. So
um,
that felt a little inauthentic to me, from a strategic
yeah,
standpoint. I mean, you caught an ass whooping, that's fine. But like the whole thing where so he's again, so they come home from the ass whooping, he gets the gun, he goes up on the roof and he just starts shooting. All the white
yeah,
dudes are in on the cover up, but then they just go home. I don't like
right.
that was weird. And like wouldn't people have seen the fight and been like, well, he wasn't alone. He was fighting with these people. You might want to question them or something. I don't know.
But you
I
know,
just
the
thought that
police
whole thing was
were
a
completely
bit,
inadequate in this movie. So
yeah, fair. They arrested a black guy after the
yeah, they
shooting.
arrested Malik for beating up the shooter and didn't ask to stop to wonder why he was beating up the shooter.
Poor Malik, he lost his girl. But yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
just
R.I.P.
the third act just kind of. I'm like, man, that like they get the fighting, which makes sense. The gun thing
I feel
felt
like he didn't
natural.
know how to end it.
He didn't. And
I
I
feel
think
like he
he
just didn't
had
know
the
how to end
shooting
it,
as an ending, but he didn't know how to get his
how to get
characters to
there.
that point. So he just skipped
Yeah,
it and just put Remy.
he
He
was
just
just
like,
like, "Fuck it,
we have a fight scene and we're gonna have him shoot up the campus. I mean, he only killed two people, which only. I mean, he killed two people,
kill two people."
but that was probably just. I mean, he just had a piece of shit gun.
Yeah.
If that happened today, he'd have way heavier
Ooh,
artillery.
yeah. Um,
That whole thing, I don't know. It just didn't land with
it
me.
wasn't on brand for me. Like I think, like I've seen. Okay, like for example, this show called 13 Reasons Why. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not, but there's something like a brutal assault that happens to a kid who was like Remy's character, who was, a loner who just wanted to make friends but was an outcast and all that, whatever. And he uh got taken in by like a group of like kind of alt goth kids. They weren't doing anything harmful. They just were, doing pranks and shit, and they were shitting on some of the popular kids, whatever. He gets sent off to like a reform school for a couple months, comes back to school, and he gets uh, assaulted by a group of boys in the bathroom with a broom. And then so school dance comes and he gets a bunch of guns and he was going to do it, but he, was stopped. There was an intervention between one of the other kids. That was like a buildup where, okay, you could see how they got to that point.
Right,
Like the movie The Joker was a slow burn. You could see how they got to that point.
right.
I feel like Act One of this movie, you could see how they could get there,
Yeah.
but Act Two and Three just it didn't connect. It was like bullying a little bit, and then just like school shooter, and it just
I mean, my thing is like, what was like, there was never any like, I don't, well, like they did the Halloween thing, where they just
yeah
beat up the mixed
beat
couple.
up black kids.
I just the escalation wasn't there. It wasn't really
Right.
believable. It didn't make any strategic sense for them to shoot up the school, because now you've lost Remy, you're down a
Yep.
man, and you didn't really accomplish much of anything. So
Right.
it's just a weird crash out. What else you got for
True.
Act Three?
Um, I did like the full circle moment at the end of the movie where it's Malik and Christy Swanson at the vigil,
Yeah,
and they kind of have their first conversation, and she's like, "Well, yeah, it's weird we haven't met." And it's like it is crazy because you were dating his roommate. Like how
yeah.
I don't know how you wouldn't have crossed paths at any point in time. I thought that was a nice full circle moment considering how they first met and what she thought of him in the movie. I thought that was kind of cool to see. That's pretty much it. I got for Act Three. I mean, there wasn't much there. It was just
What do you
it
rate it,
was
man?
like
I emptied the clip
um
on Act Three too. So what do you rate it?
yeah, I feel you. I mean, the writing could have been much better considering comparing to Singleton's other work. The score was horrible. I don't know who did that soundtrack. That shit was ass. It felt like a soap opera or after school special. But I do like this movie. I'm gonna give it 3 stars.
I go 3.5. I like higher learning. The Act Three kind of falls apart.
Yeah,
To answer your question about the score, John Singleton just doesn't probably know any music other than he doesn't know rock music. He doesn't know
right,
white girl music. So he was trying to probably Google. Well, there was no Googling. You know what I mean? He probably
right.
went to an encyclopedia and looked up white girl music and found the first song. No, 3.5. I enjoyed it. All right. Thanks for listening. My name is Darius. That's D's all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. Jordy rewriting on all socials.
Please rate, like, and subscribe. We are Moviegoers Pod on all socials. That is Moviegoers PD on Twitter. That is PD on Twitter.
And for any ongoing movie recommendations, feel free to reach out to us via email at moviegoerspod@gmail.com. That's moviegoerspod@gmail.com. That's a wrap. Thanks for coming to the movies with us. We're going to be back next week reviewing Set It Off.